Is Elastos the most undervalued altcoin of 2018? What do you guys think? Well, currently the 79th most valuable cryptocurrency out of the thousands that we currently have, by market cap that is, this low cap coin is currently trading at $10.78, which is low. Honestly, it's the lowest, pretty much near the lowest we've seen Elastos since its inception. And yeah, this altcoin is relatively new. In fact, it just hit the market earlier this year, February of 2018. And yes, back then one ELA costs $44. That immediately 2x'd to around $88 per ELA. And then, yeah, I mean, you could obviously say that Elastos has been a product of this bearish environment. Yet, despite that, I've read some articles and seen some videos out there that claim that Elastos will 10x, 20x. I've even read some articles that claim Elastos will 100x by the next bull run. Wow. All right, let's just take a step back, everybody. I want to find out exactly what Elastos is, what problem they're trying to solve, and most importantly, what differentiates Elastos from the many other cryptos out there. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for a video on cryptocurrency every single day. My name's Austin, and guys, if you like when we do these deep dives on specific altcoins, then like this video and let me know in the comments what altcoin you want our next video to be on. Let's get into it. What is Elastos? Well, Elastos is a smart web powered by blockchain. What? Elastos is a Generation 3 cryptocurrency, and actually, if you guys take one thing away from today's video, I would hope it would be this. Elastos is actually aiming to be three things. Yes, what are they? Well, number one, and most importantly, they're aiming to be the safe and reliable internet of the future. Yes, a decentralized internet using blockchain. So in this regard, they are a direct competitor to cryptocurrencies like Substratum. And let me ask you guys this, why do we need a decentralized internet? Well, one of the big reasons is to give us back ownership and exchange of our data and digital assets. That's right, we'll talk more about this later, but number one is a decentralized internet. Number two, virtual machine to run dapps. That's right, a platform for decentralized applications. In this regard, they're a direct competitor to Ethereum, the original dapp platform, and EOS, a next generation dapp platform. That's Elastos, and they're actually aiming to be a better EOS. We'll talk about that more in a second. But number three is an operating system for IoT devices, an operating system for Internet of Things devices. So on the Elastos operating system, they want to make it very easy for your cell phone to talk directly with your television, to talk directly with your whatever else digital household item on their operating system for Internet of Things devices. So that's 1, 2, and 3. That's essentially Elastos in a nutshell. Let's dive deeper. That's right, let's check out their white paper. I'm going to leave a link in the description below, but we will briefly touch on each of those three things: decentralized internet, dapp platform, and operating device for Internet of Things. We'll touch on them now. This in the yellow and red, that is decentralized internet. Let's get into it, and I'll just say this one more time. If you've gotten any value from today's video, because I'm trying to make it the best Elastos video out there, feel free to give this video a like. Anyways, let's get into it. Elastos aims to create a new kind of internet, powered by blockchain technology. On this new internet, people will be able to own digital assets and generate wealth from them. So giving us full ownership of our digital assets. Me personally, I think that Elastos is hitting the market just at the time when these big tech companies like Facebook, Google, YouTube, at a time when these guys, they're censoring us the most, and they're taking away our freedom of speech the most right now. And anyway, Elastos aims to be the decentralized internet to give us back that power. And today there is a seemingly infinite supply of digital books, movies, music, and games, but people do not necessarily own their digital property. That's right. That picture you post on Facebook, that meme you post on Instagram, guys, I don't know if you know this, but Facebook owns that picture of your child. They can put it on any Super Bowl commercial they want, and you know, that person that steals your meme and reposts it on their page for themselves, that's fine, do what you want, but I wish I was just monetizing that, making money off it. That's what Elastos is aiming to do with their decentralized internet. How are they going to do that? Well, Elastos wants to make digital assets scarce, identifiable, and tradable. Property rights pave the way for wealth creation, and Elastos intends to build a new World Wide Web that respects those rights. And again, how will they do this? Elastos will use blockchain technology to issue IDs for digital content, making it possible for people to know who owns which digital assets. And one example that they list is on the Elastos internet, filmmakers will know how many times their movies are viewed. I guess, Netflix, they famously will not tell you the numbers if they buy your movie. You have to guess if your movie is popular on their platform. But in this way, totally transparent, somebody owns and can control their own original content and still sell it to whoever they want using the blockchain. Anyway, that's number one, decentralized internet. Me personally, I definitely understand the need for a decentralized internet, especially in these times. How about dapps and operating systems for Internet of Things? Well, Elastos will be a platform for decentralized applications, dapps, that run on a peer-to-peer network with no centralized control. People can use these dapps via their mobile phones without changing their operating system. So yes, they want you to be able to run dapps, just like it, or create dapps and run them on, just like Ethereum does, just like EOS does. Something that Elastos is specifically targeting is using their same operating system, be able to run those dapps on your mobile phones, right? Not just your PCs, because honestly, that's how most of us use applications anyway, on our phones. And I liked this little wording that they gave, which is comparing this to the Elastos internet to the old internet. The old internet is a web of information. If you click a URL, you get data. Elastos is creating a web of apps. When you click a URL, you get code. The Elastos web will be a special economic zone where Elastos tokens function as the base currency. So targeting dapps on your phone, and one of the ways they're going to do this is smart contracts. If you don't know what smart contracts are, simply put, they allow for transactions to be automatically executed once contractual obligations are met. So they're automated contracts where, for example, sellers will only get paid after their products are successfully received by buyers. So automated contracts, and this is going to be different than, let's just say, Ethereum, because Ethereum smart contracts are useful when applied for financial and semi-financial projects as well as online voting, but Elastos believes, however, that Ethereum-based dApps have the following limitations. And guys, read this for yourselves, but it's a lot of these limitations that we already know, that Ethereum already knows, which is they're slow. And they can't handle a lot of volume, and they're not good for scalability. And when you're Elastos and you're trying to target these online games and music and movies, that takes a lot of scalability to be able to handle. And as far as Ethereum goes, due to all the problems mentioned above, Elastos believes that it is difficult and inconvenient for users to read digital books, play games, with Ethereum smart contracts. So this is something we already know. And you can't really see this chart, actually neither can I, but as the above figure demonstrates. So this is a good comparison to why Elastos is better than Ethereum. No matter how powerful a user's cell phone is, it does not speed up the Ethereum. It does not speed up Ethereum's computations. So no matter how good your phone is, it's not going to make Ethereum better, and your Ethereum application better. And no matter how many times Ethereum upgrades their crypto, its credibility guarantees do not extend to people's daily mobile phone use. So in this way, Elastos is trying to target both of those, and again, be that solution for the gaming, for the music, for the movies. dapps will run on Elastos runtime, which runs on top of Android, iOS, and PCs. So good for PCs and mobile devices. And guys, let's dig a little deeper into this, and how are they going to be better than things like EOS? Or some of these Generation 3 cryptocurrencies? Well, it all has to do with main chain and side chains. To address this problem, Elastos proposes to adopt a flexible main chain and side chain blockchain design structure. The main chain is only responsible for basic transactions and transfer payments, and the side chains are for smart contract logic and dapps and services. So main chain just for basic transactions and monetary payments. The side chains is for everything else. And actually those side chains with Elastos, you will not / cannot use the internet for them. They do not use the internet to run, which in Elastos's reasoning is better because it prevents hacks and malware type issues. So anyway, that's Elastos. And I have one more thing for you guys, page 10. Just to quickly sum up how Elastos is different from some of the OG cryptocurrencies, was Bitcoin equaled a trustworthy ledger. Ethereum equaled a trustworthy ledger plus smart contracts, and Elastos is all of the above plus monetizable dapps and digital assets. Dapps that can handle the volume that today's people bring with them. Alright guys, in a nutshell, that's Elastos and their white paper. That's exactly what they're trying to do and how they're trying to do it. Essentially, you can read into the nitty-gritty if you want. It's all on their website. Let's briefly go over the team. Their team, they're based out of China, and their team basically is 50-50 engineers and developers that I've not necessarily heard of. This is, not new in this space, but the person that I've heard of the companies he's worked for, obviously, it is the CEO and founder, Rong Chen. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let me just share with you guys his story, because we have to think about, is this a team that can bring these things into fruition? Let's talk about it, because actually, Rong Chen, the co-founder, he began this vision all the way back in 2000. That's right, before Y2K, when at that time he left Microsoft USA. He left working at a high position in Microsoft USA, and he went back to China. And although the platform initially had no blockchain ties, Rong still envisioned a platform in which the apps and services didn't directly connect to the internet and could handle a lot of volume, specifically for gaming and music and everything that people use day to day anyway. So the vision started back in 2000. The things I want to highlight today are stuff that is just happening in the last year. The partnerships. In June of 2017, so last year, Jinhan Wu, the bitmain CEO, came on as an angel investor. And the platform began adopting the blockchain-powered platform. So it's not only Jinhan Wu, the founder of Bitmain, but this partnership combined with their partnership of Neo are the two things that I really see a lot of value in. Where is Neo? All the way down to 15. Are the two things that I really see that Elastos has going for it. It's part of that Neo community. Where are we? And you guys still with me? Okay, cool. Well, the team has been working very closely with Neo and Bitmain, and they're forming the G3 of China, the big three, and Elastos combining with their partnership with Neo and Bitmain, they're really showing that they're powering up with some heavy hitters. Sorry guys, my air conditioning just went out. My room's freaking out here. I wish I had an Internet of Things at the moment. Let me get back on track. But as far as what their partnership with Bitmain means, obviously they mine they mine the majority of Bitcoin. Jihan Wu, founder of Bitmain, announced that he will be working with Elastos to set up a foundation to invest in dapps and operate on the Elastos platform. And let's talk about what that has led to. Because one thing that just came out, this is fresh off the headlines of this partnership continuing to bloom, is merged mining with Bitcoin. The first announcement of this could possibly happen came more than 3 months ago ahead of schedule, and ELA can now be mined with Bitcoin via Bitmain's BTC.com mining pool. ELA is one of the first coins to be mined with Bitmain, and the partnership serves as an affirmation of the strength of the Elastos community and technology. If that doesn't explain what merged mining is, let me just scroll down to here. In merged mining, both the Bitcoin and Elastos blockchains reach block consensus at the same time. And Bitcoin acts as a parent chain to Elastos. This type of mining is advantageous for miners who can now submit proof of work to both chains this is the key team, without having to use additional computing power. So increase their hash power since they're merged mining together, and an increasing in hashing power is especially important for newer projects which may not have a significant number of miners yet on the network. So this, anybody that says they're doing this, it's whatever, but just the fact that they're partnered and actively working with Bitmain, sort of a big green flag in the market. And actually, Bitmain's actually partnered with an investor in EOS as well, so that'll be interesting. But the second thing, and then Neo, working very closely. The founder of Neo is one of the Elastos advisors, and Neo, obviously a top 15 cryptocurrency, was in the top 10 for the majority of last year. This is a Generation 2 cryptocurrency, and Elastos is a Generation 3 cryptocurrency. So the Neo and the Bitmain partnership, I see the value in. I want to get to our last thing, team, on what to expect for the future. I hope you guys are still with me. If you are, let me know. Let me know what you're liking so far, or if I've left anything out. But let's sum it up, guys. Where do we expect Elastos to be in the future? Well, a lot of people, let's talk about some negatives. I didn't touch on that as much. It's kind of hard to list specific negatives because they are so new. The biggest thing is we have to watch out for is if they start completing some of these activities and roadmap events. But a lot of people actually get on Elastos' case because they are ranked very highly, but their circulating supply is very low compared to what their total supply will be. So in the grand scheme of things, their total supply is on the lower side, 33 million. Bitcoin is 21 million. Tron is 999. It's billions and billions. They're 33 million, but they only have about 8 billion circulating supply. So very low, which kind of does pump that price up slightly. But in terms of how they'll be releasing the rest of that, it's a 4% yearly inflation rate for circulating supply. So every year, 4% gets released. And let's see. And then their biggest thing that they just accomplished, late last month on July 26th, Elastos launched its testnet for developers to start creating. So again, if I have to say anything, it's very risky, could be a potential very high reward. Can this 10x? Can this 100x? Well, in my opinion, right now its market cap is 85 million. I would say if we can get this market cap to above 500 million, that might be the 10x. That might be the $100, which is all based on if this market gets to over $1 trillion, obviously, is the first start, but can keep pumping up. Either way, Elastos, I definitely see it returning to its all-time highs. I think it definitely will because it does have all those partnerships, and the people in the crypto community are hopeful, but who knows if it'll go even lower this year? I'm not sure. Should we wait a little longer or get in now? That's for you guys to decide. All right, team. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. My name is Austin. This is Altcoin Daily. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow.